Hi everyone, so I'm back with another digital for you. This is a vintage blue planner kit. So I'm going to show you all the pages first, and then I am going to go away and come back, and I'm going to put them together so you can see them together. So I started off with we've got the weekly planner. So I've got these in two sizes, but I'm going to be using the traveler's notebook size. It also comes in a full A4 size, or however big your printer prints. So yeah, I've printed out my weekly, and I have printed it front and back. Now my printer doesn't like take it back in, feed it in itself, and then print it back out. I've got to take it out and put it back through. So when you are printing, I have got this mentioned on the listing as well. Just got to double check, just make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So I'm using a Mac, and when I click on the image to come up, it comes up and it's scale to fit, and then next to it says print entire image. That's what it says on mine. So I wouldn't do like fit the page or anything, because if you're printing out on both sides, you want them to be aligned, okay? Other printers may do it differently. That's just how mine works. So it's scale to fit, and the other one that's automatically clicked on mine is print entire image, because then I've got an option of fill entire paper, which I'm not doing, because when I go to print it, because believe me, there's about 30 sheets of paper in the bin, till I got this right. It wasn't lining up properly. Like, one was over to that side, and then the other one was over to that side, so it wasn't lining up properly. Okay, so you may have to look at your own printer's like thing. Okay, so I've printed out a load of them because I'm going to make my planner for now. That I'm just going to do mine on a monthly basis. You can print out as many as you like. We've also got a Dear Diary section if you want to use that. I probably actually won't, so I don't know why I printed all these out. I might actually try, maybe something for me to focus on. Right, so we've got the weekly planner, we've got the Dear Diary, and again, print it like how I just said. Then we've got the notes section. Notes is something that I would use a lot of, so I've printed out 8 and then printed on the back, so that will give me 32 size. That will give me my month. And then I haven't printed all these out, like, you know, as many as I need. This is for when you, I hope this is not confusing, but it will be clear when I come back and show you how I've put them together. So when I've cut all these down and folded them over like so, okay, this one will be printed on, and I've got covers that you can print on the backs of these with as well. You'll see in a minute. So when you fold that over, you'd fold it that way, and then you could have like a monthly view here, and then your weekly planners. I hope that makes sense. It does to me. Then we've got contact sheet address, so you can actually put your address, the name, the address, mobile, all that kind of stuff. Fax, do we use faxes? I don't know, maybe still in businesses, doubt it, because you use emails. Birthdays, notes, etc. So you can print out a load of them and have that. And then we have got a shopping list and meal planner, so you could obviously write down what you're having for the week and write down the bits that you need to get from the store. Okay, and again, you can print that off. And these are just two upside down pieces, just 2 pieces of pattern paper. They've got some obviously blue on there, some writing on the back, and if you want to print them out and then make your cover, you can put these on the outside of your cover. Obviously there is a little bit extra as well, because you can actually print these to the entire page once you have printed. If you wanted to do, where is that sheet? I'm probably confusing you now. Right, so that sheet, for instance, I would then pop that back in the printer. It normally comes out that way on my feeder, not like that. I would then go along and turn it around that way, put it through, and then my option for printing that, if it was a TN size, I can just print it like so. But if it's the A4 size that I've also got available, you can print that out, fill the entire page, because it's not going to affect this. Okay, I think that is it. You don't have to use these. This was just like a little bit extra. You could use your own papers if you like. So I'm going to go away and do a couple of these. I'm probably going to do 3. Like I said, I have these in the traveler's notebook size and also the full scope size. I am going to make some to sell already done, so I will have like a month at a time all done up, and I will be selling them 3 in a bundle, because I'm not selling them singular, because it's not worth it if I'm going to be shipping. It wouldn't be so bad if it was just the UK, but a lot of my sales go to international, and the postage, it just wouldn't be worth doing 1, so it would be 3. And I might do, you could pick 3 of these, or you could mix and match, but that will be something that will come up in the next day or 2. And I'm going to work on these in different colors. This is just my first one, and I do like it. I hope it's showing nice. It's very faint blue, florally there, and it gets kind of more vintagey down the bottom. Okay, so I will be back in this same video. I'm just going to go and do this behind the scenes, and if there's anything that I feel I need to tell you, I'll come on and tell you. Before I go on, the bigger size one, so there we go with that. I think I missed one out, the address book, but that's them. If you want to print front and back, keep it to what I said, is it scale to fit, so that it lines up, or choose whatever your printer does best at for that sort of printing. Okay, right, let's crack on. Okay, I'm back already. I haven't even done one yet. Right, so I've got 8 pages here. Right, that will do me for the month. There will be 1 page extra. But this is where, is it? No, okay, right. This is going to, it's going to go there, right, because I'm going to use that as well, because I want my monthly at the beginning of this. You'll see in a minute. So I'm just going to collate it all together, and then I'm going to fold it in half and find my half as best as I can without my big head getting in the way. I might have to actually just bring that forward and check. Okay. And I'm just going to squish that down there. Squishing it down. Okay. Now, I would do this ever so gently, unless you've got like a guillotine. Let me just... Let's see, that's not quite straight. I need to put that up a little bit more. Hard when the camera's there. And I would personally use a fresh blade and just do a few sheets at a time. There we go. And then we've got a little bit down here that needs to come off. Whoops, I just moved that slightly. Yeah, a guillotine would be real handy right now. See, I can tell that's not lined up properly, but that's just because I wasn't able to put my head over. Right, and then again, just, oops, gently, because we don't want to rip the paper either. And if you're using like a blade or an X-Acto knife or whatever, just make sure it is, look at that, it was just a little tiny bit of white showing there. I could do with doing that. Well, this one's going to be mine anyway, but just a little slither, just like that. Okay. perfect. Right, with this piece, I'm going to take that, and this would be a piece, see that's a little bit, I'm just going to trim that one. That's because I know it wasn't 100% lined up when I folded it. Right, this is when I would have, before I'd done all that, I would have maybe printed that out and put it over the top, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. I'm not a big lover of a monthly planner. I just like to, I don't even know what I'm doing from one day to the next, so having a monthly planner at the front for me is not necessarily an option. Okay, so I'm just going to go and find a cover. Okay, I'm just going to use some white cardstock and try and line that up properly. Where is my bone folder? Just right. Kind of want it roughly to be exactly the same, but what I am going to do first of all is, because when that goes inside there, it will, I'm just going to take it just a tiny bit there, and then I will turn that around. Scoop that, and then I'm going to go back in with my knife, and like I said, I still want, let me just see how that's going to go. Perfect. I just want it slightly going over because that kind of protects your pages as well. And what I am going to do is mark just there, and then we'll take that off. Just like so. Now you don't have to use the papers that I've like given with these. You don't have to at all. And I didn't, I should have printed this full scape for this. Let me just say, like, I don't mind having a little border anyway, so you can use whatever glue you like, but I like mine to be kind of completely flush and stuck down so that I've got no air bubbles. Now this is actually a really quick and easy little way to do, you know, to make your own planners. They are expensive. I was actually looking at one, you know, like the ones you kind of build up yourself. I bought the ring binder, like an A5 one, and I thought, right, I'm going to start getting stickers, and I have done that in the past. When I looked at all the inserts and then all the washi tape and everything else, I was like, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. Right, so I'm just going to, yes, there's going to be a little bit of white there, but that's just because I didn't print that full. Sometimes the little bit of white is quite nice. Right, smush it down. We will, always finding it hard to see like the white on the white. And sorry if like you can hear me breathing. My nose is all blocked up. I'm not ill. My nose is just blocked up. Right, you can see that. I could have probably wangled that, maybe. Let's see. No. Yeah, could have wangled that so that it wasn't there. So that's my first boo-boo. Where's my ink pad gone? Oh, it's right there. Obviously the ones that I'm going to make up and sell will be, I'm not going to say they're perfect because handmade is it's never perfect. Not with journals anyway, I don't think. It's near to perfect. Okay. And I will get round to putting up some freebie labels so that you can print some labels off and maybe stick one on there. If you've got a long reach stapler, I was going to say a screwdriver, but we don't want a screwdriver, do we? Right. Where's my... Oh, there it is. Right. That one's a bit thick. That's a bit thinner. Right. And at this point, I mean, if I could stitch around this if I wanted to. This is mine. I'm gonna... Whoops. There's one from earlier. Right, so I'm just gonna do center and then 2 inches up, center, 2 inches down. And I've got my little wax thing. This is waxed, but it's not brilliantly waxed, not as waxy as I would like it. And, whoops, gotta wax it. There we go. Right, oh, I need to poke the holes through. You can use an awl or your needle. I say it like that because somebody nearly had a heart attack the other year, shocked because I'd used my needle to poke my holes. Obviously, it's fine. The awl that I have, just trying to see if I can find it right now. I find it, I know you can get them different sizes. I always end up poking it too much and then the hole is too big, and then I find it that it wobbles around. Okay, right. And we are just finding the same measurements again. So that is the center, that is 2, and that is 2. You can do 5 if you want to, making sure it's all lined up and making sure all your pages are the right way around, because I do that often. Right, poke it through. There is tools. I have actually got a piercing cradle. By the time I find it and get it out, I could have done it. Okay, right. There is other ways of binding as well. You could just use like elastic. I personally I like the cover on the pages, with the pages. Is that the right thing? Yeah, so much for me saying I would come back and show you. I might as well just, like, you know, show you them done, but whoops, might as well just show you how I've done it. Okay, so I thought this was a nice colour for kind of winter because it's like blue and white. It's a bit frosty looking, that time of year. And then I will do, maybe over the next week or two, I will do one in a more spring a spring look to it. I thought that was 2 holes, it's not. Oh, look at that, it went right through. Yeah, and then we'll have like some for all seasons. Right, so I'm going to be leaving that as well because I may add some charms. So we have got a little, I've put that one upside down. See, that's because I was too busy talking to you guys. See, not paying attention. Right. That's why you got to keep your eye on the ball. Right. It goes that way. Silly me, you just wasted that. Right, so we're back to doing this again. Back to waxing that. There is me saying make sure the pages are the right way around, and then I just go and sew in the whole signature upside down. Actually, I wonder if anyone would have noticed. I did straight away, but there we go. Oh, silly me, silly sausage. Oh, I like it when it goes straight through. You don't have to play around with it. And when you're going through the centre as well, try not to catch onto the piece that's already in there so that it doesn't break through the threads and then you can't pull it properly. Right. Easy fix, that was an easy fix. Right. That's nice and tight. I will do another one just for good luck. And then we will just leave. Ooh, these scissors are really bad. I use these for like just paper and stuff generally. Right, so that is that one. And actually thinking about it, I would like it stitched. Right, so I'm going to go and do the other ones off screen and then I'll come back. So that's them all finished, and I made a little freebie up, so I'll put that on there. I did shrink that down a bit. I did do it big so that it will fit like bigger size journals, but yeah, I printed that at 80% so that it would fit on the TN size journals just fine. So the weekly planner is done. I've left the tails, the diary one, Dear Diary, and then the notes. I didn't do all the other ones because I personally wouldn't use all the other ones, so I'm not going to waste materials. But you know, it's the same way of putting them all together. And obviously if you want the larger size, you get the full size one. I think that would roughly be about, is it A5 size when it's maybe slightly smaller. But yeah, and then there's that as a freebie as well. Now I will be putting these, not these specific ones, but I will be doing these as packs of 3 in my shop as well. And what I will be doing when I'm shipping them out, I will be folding them flat for the cheaper postage, because that will all be under, like, so if you get 3 it'll be like that. And like I said, it's much cheaper to post like that. So I will do them, and I will do it so that you can get either 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, or 1, 2 and 3, if that makes sense. You can get that as a bundle. Okay, the options will be there. That's what I'm saying. So I hope that has been helpful. And if there's anything that didn't make any sense, because just because I found it made sense in my head doesn't always mean that it is sense. Just fire away and ask a question in the comments below. And yeah, I enjoyed doing that. It took me forever to get all that correct, but yeah, I enjoyed doing that, and I'm looking forward. I'm going to put these, I'm going to make myself well, I've got loads of Traveller's Notebook, you know, like the actual Midori covers. I've got a few of them, all handmade of course, but I might just make a new one, see if I've got some nice fabric, and I'll have a nice fabric one for myself for 2026. So yeah, any questions, I'll put all the links below. Go check the links out, and if you do have any questions, just ask, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.